Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Wisdom and Insights. I am your host, Dearjames, and my incredible, fabulous co-host, the Lady Jacqueline, is off this week. So let's jump in with these energies. The word is auspicious, and it's really quite amazing. And before we jump into everything, as you know, as you're joining us from around the globe, please put in the comments that you're here and that you're joining us and where from, so that we know and we can see you. And throughout the broadcast, we will take your comments and questions live and incorporate them and just check in and see how everything's going as we're addressing all of this amazing, auspicious energy. And that is the key word moving forward, is auspicious. And you're going to see how that word ties in with not only today, but all the way back to April and May of this year. And just, you know, the signs, the synchronicities, the messaging, it's really powerful. The messaging that they are giving us. And for all of you that have been, you know, joining the Lady Jacqueline and I along the way on this journey since last November. It was 11/17/2021 when we embarked on this journey. And you will see, because it took my breath away. You will see how, as things continue, they bring things in from the past. It's interweaving. It's the master weaver. It's all being interwoven in the most beautiful way. And thus, you'll see how what's happening and how we're moving forward with these current energies and the auspicious numbers and just the overall magic, the absolute magic of this time. And you all came here. This is what's so cool about this. We all chose, as souls, we all chose to be here at this time. For this reason, for this purpose, for this change. And that's what's so amazing about it. And then you just see the master weaving of it all. So let's jump into it. And again, as you're joining us, so welcome Kelly, welcome Brigitte, welcome Anne, coming in from around the globe. How wonderful that Anne and Elizabeth are watching together. That's so amazing, from France. So again, let's jump into it. It's October, so 10/19/2022. And when you look at, you know, and again, we look at dates, it's a day, it's a number, it's a day of the week and so forth, and yet it's so much more. 10/19/2022. 10, 1 and 9. So we have literally the beginning and the ending. And 1 and 9 becomes 10. So we have double tens again. And then we have 22. What you don't realize, so we got double tens. Then if you add the 1 and the 9, becomes an 11. So you have the 11, we have the 22. And we then have, when you add it all together, and then you get the 11 and the 20, the 11 and the 22, you get the 33. So we have all three master numbers, double tens, all three master numbers. And when you add it all together, it's a 17, which is hexagram 17 is follow, be led. It's literally soul source connection. It's being guided. It's literally the way, the new way is about, it's the way, it's been the way. We're just now really coming to it as the forefront. And thereby, the 17, 1 and 7, becomes an 8, which is infinity. It's the symbol of, in the tarot, it's the magician. It's Master Jesus. It's this whole piece of the journey, going on the journey. So this is where you can see, so there's all these auspicious numbers. Crazy. 10, 10, 11, 22, 33, 17, 8. So think about those numbers. You don't have to know the whole meaning of each one. You can look them up. You can see from a place of numerology and everything, but you can feel the energy, the auspiciousness, the importance, and the power, the empowerment of it. So that's where we start. That's where we begin today. And then what they had me do, and as of Monday, I was, sleeping Monday night, kept playing and playing. And if you've seen the post on the Dearjames Facebook page and other social media, you'll see there's a post that says out of time, and it has an hourglass. And literally the sands are running out. And this whole piece about moving beyond time. And what took place when they gave me that was this out of time. And I kept hearing the song lyrics, time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. And initially when I made the post, I didn't include that. The next day they're like, put it in, edit the post. So I did. So there's this whole major theme and master theme today of out of time. And all of a sudden, as I'm sitting there, and this is where the master weaving comes in, it took me back. And I was like, there's something about the word auspicious. There's something about being out of time, this issue with time, and literally being out of time, meaning no longer in time. So we're both out of time, something's complete, something's finished, and out of time, like we've moved beyond it. And I'm like, this is playing back again. And all of a sudden, and I looked up, by the way, the lyrics. I'm like, what? Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Well, those are lyrics from the Steve Miller Band song, Fly Like an Eagle. And I'm like, fly like an eagle. This has been here before. Long story short, fly like an eagle. So auspicious encounters, fly like an eagle was the theme from May 11th, 2022. And they literally said, auspicious encounters. Bookending the dilemma, 11/22, peace and grace. Scorpio full moon, total lunar eclipse, the sun in Taurus. And it says, the higher octave of Scorpio is the eagle. The master numbers, 11, the most intuitive, 22, the most powerful. And they said, the last thing they said was time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. That was from May. What I became aware of in the moment was how in April and May of this year, we had the first set of eclipses. October, November, now coming up on Tuesday, October 25th, and then again on 11/8, Election Day in the United States, 11/8 Tuesday, 11/8, is the second set of eclipses for this year. Both are taking place in Taurus and Scorpio. And so Taurus, earth, things that are going to change, grounded, literally things that are tangible, not airy-fairy, not eye in the sky, but things that are tangible, earth. And then Scorpio, water, the soma of life. And what's interesting about this as well is the North Node is conjunct these aspects in Taurus, where we're going. The north node represents where we're going. Likewise, the south node is in Scorpio. And so the south node denotes what we're releasing, what we're letting go of. And there's a beautiful piece about this that, and we're going to see how the number 19 plays in. The long story of this is that the awareness that came to me was that we're in eclipse season, and eclipses are very powerful. They quote unquote eclipse things out as they bring things in, out with the old, in with the new, and they do so in an amplified, magnified way. And what you'll also then remember is how the moving beyond time, this factor, because remember, out of time, we're moving beyond time. And I was like, this was a message. Well, it was the message, remember when we embarked on 7, 8, 9, 10, the 7, and how it was the original calendar and so forth. And they've been saying over and over and over again, we're going back to where we began, but an octave higher. And so when we looked at 7, and that was on September 7th, 2022, it was all about the harvesting of souls, a profound turning point. And that 7 represents completion or divine fulfillment. It's fullness, completeness, perfection. They talked about that which awakens serves. They're talking to us about our higher calling, our higher purpose. And that if we weren't in alignment with that, because 2022 is a 6 year, right? So it's either conflict or destiny. Destiny, that which awakens serves. Higher calling, higher purpose. That we are individually aligned with our higher calling, our higher purpose. It's open, it's expansive, it's limitless. Or we're in death, decay, and destruction because it's conflict, destiny. And this is the powerful one which connects the time, this issue about out of time and so forth, and moving beyond time. And they said that which transcends all that is, all that came before, moving beyond time, time-space continuum, all things happening / occurring at once, a constant state of being. So in essence, there's this awareness that where we are very conscious of time now in this 3D experience, and we're aware and conscious of how fast it's moving, how fast things seem to be speeding up. Everything's speeding up. Time is speeding up. It's like you've barely gotten out of bed and you realize it's nighttime again. It's like, where'd my day go? Where'd the week go? Where'd the year go? Spinning faster, faster, faster. And they were talking about moving beyond time, out of time, so that we're in a constant state of being. It just is. That which transcends all that is, all that came before, moving beyond time, time-space continuum. And then again, they said the last thing was the number 7 is the foundation of God's word, of the promise. So you're going to see how both May 11th, the show Fly Like an Eagle, Auspicious Encounters Fly Like an Eagle, and then September 7th, that show titled 7 is playing out right now today, and how it ties in. So let's take a look at, so these have been the current energies, and then we're going to move right into, I want to bring up this image about out of time, moving beyond time. And you can take in this image and it says everything. The hourglass, the sand's running out of time. It's complete. And they're saying, fly like an eagle. And the eagle is the higher aspect of Scorpio. The eagle is the all-seeing eye. It is the eye, it is the energy, the eye, the spirit closest to source. So they're inviting us. They're really inviting us, imploring us, advising us, telling us to align, remember, your will with divine will, your spirit with the spirit of the eagle, the highest octave of yourself. And this is easy to do, right? I mean, again, there's the Lady Jacqueline in my head, like, how is this practical in our lives? It's as simple as that thought, allowing that thought. Am I, in this instance, in this moment, am I the highest octave of myself? Is this choice, is this action, is this word, is this thought in alignment with flying like an eagle? With, there's that beautiful song, If Tomorrow Never Comes. It's a beautiful opportunity because we stop and say, well, if tomorrow never comes, well, how would I be in this moment? How would I act in this moment? What would I say in this moment? How would I do things differently? That is aligning with this energy of out of time and moving beyond what we know today as our lives, our constructs, our reality. Because again, and this theme is playing out, when we suspend the reality we are in or believe we are in, a new reality emerges that came from source. And you're going to see how these Scorpio eclipses, because it's Scorpio Taurus, the Scorpio eclipses are ushering in a new reality. They're ushering in a new era. And how that plays in all of this. And it's just crazy exciting. So let me know, put in the comments how this is resonating so far, comments, questions, and so forth. It is an amazing, and let me keep going because it's just, there's so much here. So the first thing they said, so this out of time, and they said reset, renewal, advance. So it's literally like the old ends. This eclipse, an eclipse, it moves us. It's like, it's the apparatus, I believe, I can't remember the scientist. It's the apparatus where it looks like a rectangle, and it has the balls hanging, the metal balls that are hanging, and you pull the one out and you let go of it, and it hits them all, and the farthest ball hanging from the string at the other end flies out. I believe it's tied to Newton, I believe. And that's what these eclipses do. That's what this energy is talking about. Boom. In the most beautiful way. Boom. It eclipses us forward. It eclipses things out. Remember in a previous show, they said a total eclipse of the heart. A total change, a total new way of being. And yes, in the reality, we're all in this 3D reality right here. I'm right there with you. Suspend the reality we're in. It just means to make room for it. We can all say that, yes, right now, Dearjames, this is the reality we're living in. I see it all around me. I can see what's on the headlines in the news, in my personal life. Yes. Okay. And. It's the and. It's the part where we align, where we make space and room for the new. Because just because we don't see it yet doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's that beauty thing about manifesting, right? Until we receive it, until we see it, it's a hope, a dream, a wish, a desire. Until it's there, until we manifest it, bring it forward, it's unseen, it's unrealized. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist already. Because that thought, that desire, that hope is coming from somewhere. It precedes us, is a beautiful way to put it. So, after all that, the first thing that they said out of the overall theme, out of time, reset, renewal, advance. They said completion and fulfillment of the promise. Remember, 7 represents completion or divine fulfillment. Here's completion and fulfillment of the promise. And then they said, the new begins. And so there's this beautiful, in this space of these eclipses, and eclipses run, they really arc out. So at a minimum 30 days beyond. So we have October 25th. So we have them back in April and May, and then we have them now October, November. So this energy of the eclipses of this year is going to arc out. And they're saying completion and fulfillment of the promise, the new begins. And this is when then they said, the second thing they said was auspicious encounters, fly like an eagle. And that ties back to that May 11th, auspicious encounters, fly like an eagle. The moral of the story in these two things is we've all been waiting. We've all been searching. We've all been longing for. We've all been wanting and desiring change, newness, new opportunity, advancement, a higher octave of ourselves. And in essence, it's like we've been waiting. The way they're saying it to me is like, they're showing me the wheel, the cog, the wheel, and the hamster on the wheel. We've all been on the wheel, grinding, going, and it doesn't mean grinding doesn't mean negative. It just means on the path, on the journey, in a way that has, in essence, worn us down in a way. Doesn't mean we're not happy. Doesn't mean we're not vibrant and everything. However, we can see current world events. We can see how it looks like we're regressing. It looks like we're going back to like 1950. And yet that is an illusion. That is the last hurrah, the last peak, the last reach for the old. Because the old doesn't want to go. It's like the old, it's like a relationship, right? You can be in a relationship and it's time to go. It's over. It's done. So there's both the knowing and the excitement of the unknown, because you don't know what's on the other side of this experience, of this relationship. And yet there's also a cleaving and a clinging to the old, or wanting to try to receive something, get it back to what it was in the very beginning when it was all, sparkly, shiny, new, and exciting. Well, that's where this moment in time is saying, out of time. We're out of time. We're done. Finito. Complete. Harvest. It's like, so imagine, it's like they're showing me the wheat field. Can you imagine all the work of the cultivating of the land, the plowing of the land, the planting of the seed, the nourishment of the nutrients, the harvest, or not the harvesting, the cultivating, the growing, the watering, the caring for, and then all of a sudden there's no harvest. One would say, what was the point then? They're talking about the harvesting of souls, a profound turning point, the completion, fulfillment of the promise. Because there's a promise. There is a promise that the new arrives. It's a fait accompli. It's an absolute. Never do we go backwards in time. We don't go back. We go forward. Or like the movie Back to the Future, but it's because we're going back to where we began, an octave higher. So it's a back to the future. So, but we don't go backwards. We go forward. So let me bring in some of your comments. They're saying, AN is saying, yes, auspicious encounters happening now indeed. Exactly. You can feel it. You can feel the energy of the new. We can feel the fear of releasing the old, of the quote unquote, of the unknown. And it's okay. I want to bring this up. This was the mantra. This is where this fits in. And I was wondering, I wanted to introduce something. I was on my walk and I saw that there was this, it's a Kelly Clarkson song. And here it is. I'm broken and it's beautiful is the lyrics and the title of the song. I'm broken and it's beautiful. It's about claiming all of us. It's all of us, meaning all the parts of us. And then realizing we're not broken, we're whole. However, we might need to say to ourselves, with our shadow self, our light self, and so forth, I'm broken and it's beautiful. Meaning it's okay because I'm whole and complete. I am absolutely whole and complete. And so while it may appear, or while the old story, the old script, the old language, the old things might appear to be broken, I'm simultaneously beautiful, perfect, and evolving. So I'm broken and it's beautiful is the mantra and the additional theme for this moment. Because again, as that beautiful image above, it's the lotus, that beautiful flowering. We're going to high, we're going high octane. We're going full force here. So, and remember, we always talk about this, and we're going to do an upcoming talk and show about how the shadow is important. The light is important. The yin, the yang, the void, the light. It is not about eradicating darkness. It is about purifying ourselves. Balance, harmony. And so I'm broken and it's beautiful is the mantra. So listen to the song. It's a beautiful song, but also just keep playing that to yourselves this week and on as you see fit, as it speaks to you, because it will help you to see, again, what I perceive to be broken about myself. The and is, and it's beautiful. I'm beautiful. Those parts are beautiful. They are purposeful. They help me. Those quote unquote broken parts, those shadow elements are purposeful. And it's purposeful because there's a completion, there's a fulfillment, there's a trajectory. And so that's this beautiful piece. Endless Essences is saying, I love all of this information you're sharing. I can feel the lighter energies, like having the ability to let go of some of what has been dense and heavy. This is such a wonderful feeling coming off of what I've been experiencing. Love this. This is so true. And look at the beauty. Endless Essences. Look at the numbers. Double tens, 11, 22, 33. All three master numbers. Double new beginnings. And the extra, remember, boom, double boom, and an extra. With the 17, follow, be led. Listen to your soul, lighten up. And then the 8, because it's eternal, it's ongoing, but it's ongoing. The new is ongoing in a completely new way. New, it's the difference between Microsoft Office and Macintosh Apple. They're two different languages. They're two different operating systems. They are two different ways of doing something. And that's where this eclipse season really is. This was the linchpin. This was the aha moment for me. And I hope for all of you is to see that this Scorpio eclipse season it's the magic, they said to me, it's the magic, awe, and wonder of the universe. And they drew my attention to uni, U-N-I, in universe. And uni means one. Verse is how we speak, write, so from lyrics, music, poetry, verse. And what I heard was, so universe, uni, verse. One, and I heard the word truth. One truth. Because universe also represents God's source, highest octave, the whole of the whole. And what it was saying was one truth. Not a truth, not your truth or my truth. One truth. And that's true. Think about, there's one truth. We may not wholly understand yet, they're saying yet, what that is, this one truth. But we talk about unity. We talk about the way. Look at how much in the last 5 years, 6 years, maybe they're correcting me, decade plus, the truth has been challenged. I mean, we're at a state where we talk about alternate facts. That's cute. So, but look at how truth, and remember, the truth becomes a part of your past, a lie, your future. Because you have to keep telling the lie. You have to keep remembering the lie. The lie expands and contracts and moves around and gets messy. The truth just is. It's done. It speaks for itself. So where in our lives are we telling the truth? Are we following the way? Master Weaver, guest. We're all the guest. So this is all playing. It's all culminating. It's all coming together. And before I jump into hexagram 19, which is, it's called approach. Hexagram 19 is called approach. And interestingly enough, its action is advance. And what did they say? Out of time. Reset, renewal, advance. So this is meaning we're going to move forward. This eclipse is going to knock us forward. It's going to knock us out in the most beautiful way. Because as Anne was sharing, these auspicious encounters are happening now, right? It's like the promo for a movie. It's happening now. It's at a theater near you. It's now. And so, God, that's so funny. See, there's another one. They said that exact phrase to me almost a year plus ago. I was in Los Angeles at the London Hotel, and they said, at a theater near you. And literally off the lobby of the hotel, of the London Hotel in Los Angeles, is a theater where they do all of these Hollywood screenings. And so it's happening at a theater near you. That theater, of course, is the sky. Is the theater? The universal theater is the heavens, the sky, because it speaks a universal language. We can see day and night. We see the sun and the moon. We see the stars, the heavens. We see lightning, thunder. We hear thunder. We see lightning. We hear thunder. That is the theater near you. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Deborah is adding, I love all of this information you are sharing. Actually, she's sharing the same thing. So I just wanted to say, so these lighter energies, I want to bring that in at this moment, these lighter energies, these auspicious encounters, the joy, you can see smiling, the joy that comes through. And the beauty of the fact that out of time literally means it's a signal to us that we're complete. It's a fulfillment. We're complete and we're moving outside of it. The new is happening all at once. And we've talked about this concept, right? I mean, everybody that's conscious in that sense, meaning metaphysically, spiritually, and so forth, and learned, that science and physics and so forth speaks about how outside of time, like time is a construct, outside of time, everything happens at once. Well, remember, time is a way to slow things down. And there's a beautiful phrasing about Earth. It's called dropping the frame. And dropping the frame means the frame around squaring the circle. It's about a way of containing Earth, containing the experience. Well, there's discussion, ancient discussion, based on the stars, the theater near you, the theater, where we drop the frame. So the construct of time that slowed everything down, that allowed us to have a linear experience, is dropped. And all of a sudden, We're in the now. And everything's happening at once. So we don't have a concept. We're out of time. We've moved out of time. And that is the fulfillment. That's the promise. Think about Revelations. What does it say? Oh, the new heaven and earth descends. It's not a construct from the earth up. It's not man, woman made, humankind made. It descends. And it then goes on, 8. It goes on forever. So it's timeless because it goes on forever. And so we have all of these different references to talk about this. And what they're saying is, and the time is now. Here's these, it's in this Scorpio window, this change. And so again, before I get into Hexagram 19, which is about approach, it's also about return. So remember that going back to where we began piece. But I want to share with you, because this is about the Scorpio Taurus eclipse. In the center of the image, you see, in essence, a man standing, holding, overcoming the serpent, with his left foot crushing the head of the Scorpio. It represents 3 constellations. Ophiuchus is the man, Serpens is the serpent, Scorpio is the Scorpio. And what they said to me with this image, and of course this is the promise, completion and fulfillment of the promise, the new begins. This is the promise. The promise is that Master Jesus, the Son, S-U-N-S-O-N, of God, of Source, will overcome the serpent and crush the head of Scorpio. The higher aspect is the eagle. The lower aspect is the scorpion. So, and just look at, compare that. Look at the eagle to your right, fly like an eagle. The eagle is not earthbound. It's air. Aquarius, the age of Aquarius is air. So we are no longer crawling across the ground, the earth. We're taking the highest octave, the highest view of ourselves, of our earthly soul experience. It's going up an octave. But this is the promise that the dual nature of humankind, of humans, both human and divine, will overcome, will purify the shadow, will overcome the shadow, will crush / destroy, quote unquote, the polarity, the enemy, the polarity, the challenge. And remember, the ideal is the new reality, because we've overcome the challenge. We've overcome the fall. So this is how in your lifetime, this is why it's so exciting that you all chose to be here in this lifetime. You all chose to usher in and be a part of this deliverance, this completion and fulfillment of the promise, this ushering in the new, experiencing the new. Because, I mean, stop and think about this, right? From Pisces to Aquarius, the age of Pisces, each age is 2,000 plus years. Master Jesus came in at the end of Aries and the beginning of Pisces. How auspicious, how 2,000 plus years later, we're still intimately and profoundly aware of his calling, his purpose, his gifts, his offering. It didn't come in the middle. It came at the apex of the change. We are all here at the apex of this change. Gives me goosebumps. I don't know about all of you. It gives me goosebumps. And so you can see how auspicious. That is something that we would say about that time. It was auspicious. It was profound. It was an auspicious encounter. Sorry, we're having a slight technical difficulty dropping the signal. It's interesting that it's right at this apex moment, this switchover. So you can see from that image, that is the promise. And this is where they're saying it's a completion and fulfillment of the promise. The new begins. So this changeover begins. Let me bring up for you this beautiful quote. It says, "The universe is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper." It's by Eden Philpotts. The universe, one truth. This one truth is full of magical things, patiently waiting for our wits to grow sharper. The beauty about this is the wait is over, because now it's the deliverance of it. So let me know how this is resonating in the comments. Let me take you all back to hexagram 19. It is approach. Here we are. Let's see. Hopefully it's going to hold. It's being very challenging today. It's very interesting. We're utilizing a beta version of a new system in order to do these shows and everything and share this information with you. So it's very interesting that we are moving from the old, shifting to the new. It's a beta version of the new. So, moral of the story would be, the new doesn't mean that it won't be without challenges, because we do grow that way. However, we'll have a whole new, it's the magician. It's number 8 in the tarot. The magician has all the tools, he and she has everything they need. And so it will simply be that we have a higher octave of understanding. We have a higher set of opportunities and tools by which to work with. And so bear that in mind and remember that you are the eagle. You are the eagle flying high. Because remember, on the wings of love. That was another offering to us that was on the wings of love. So hexagram 19, and I'm going to try to do this to where I can continue to see my window and know that everything's okay. So hexagram 19 is about approach. Its action is advance. Its hidden influence is return. Go back. Go back meaning not go back like 1950s go back. No. Go back. A full revolution, a full return. Go back to where we began at an octave higher. Its underlining cause is retreat, to disengage. Retreat, to disengage with the old, to disengage with the old ways, the old thoughts. It's to release that. It's not to try to, again, go back to something that's gone. It's not about returning to the past and trying to hang on to the past. This is about full revolution, coming around so that we go back to where we began, an octave higher, and the retreat is to disengage, to let go of that which no longer serves us. Let go of fear of the unknown. Let go of fear, or simply just see fear. Fear is your friend. Allow it to catapult you forward. Do not allow it to immobilize you. That is the shadow element of fear. It serves a purpose because we may need to experience a shadow element of fear to recognize it and go, wait a minute, that's the shadow element. Now let me propel myself forward. And thereby you utilize the positive aspect of it. So it says, And this is really interesting because with this hexagram, when you place yourself in a position to help another, you will discover your greater capabilities. This is where they were talking about 7. That which awakens serves. Higher calling, higher purpose. Here it is, you will discover when you place yourself in a position to help another, to serve, to help another, you will discover your greater capabilities. Because nothing's impossible. There's nothing you can't do, especially in the human spirit, the human soul, the human spirit. Catastrophe, people are in need. The best of you comes out. The best of us comes out. And that is, of course, the new. It's always been there. However, it's the ideal. It's the reality of the new. And this is a beautiful quote by James Lowell. It says, in creating, the only hard thing is to begin. So true. If anyone's ever been a writer or something, it's, and it applies to everything. In creating, the only hard thing is to begin. A grass blade is no easier to make than an oak. So a blade of grass is no easier to make than an oak. It requires the same thing, a beginning. We just have to begin. So it states here that as we look at this, it's talking about earth above joy offers an opportunity where, where one is favored by circumstances and superiors to advance or receive promotion. So who's our superior? Source. So earth above joy offers an opportunity where one is favored by circumstances and superiors to advance or receive promotion. Joy rises to permeate the earth. Permeate earth, permeate our being, joy. The hidden influence of return allows you to connect to your center where you can express your talents while at the same time demonstrating your integrity. Integrity, authenticity, soul source connection. It's not ego mind. It is not the old. It is not the shadow element or the corruption of the shadow. It's about sincerity, authenticity, integrity. This is now is the time to show others that you have a sincere desire to advance. And it's not about just showing others. State it to yourself. Believe that I am ready. Am I ready? Yes, I am ready. I am open to receive. I am ready to advance. Approach is a message about making or seeking contact. Soul source contact. The underlining cause for this hexagram is that a period of retreat should now lead to advance. So you can see how we have retreated from our relationship with Source. We have retreated from our soul source connection. The fall in and of itself speaks to that, in a sense. It put the veil in. And so it speaks to this period of retreat. How have we retreated from ourselves, from our true, authentic selves? Because the ego, the mind, the personality, all of these things, the labels, the identities, the lies, the masks, all of these things are a retreat from our true nature. They're a retreat from our divineness, our divinity. However, now they lead to advance. So the retreat leads to advance because we move forward. It says, but be warned that after favorable times, downturns and a need to retreat may occur again as life moves in cycles. However, there's a new cycle. And this new cycle is the reality, the ideal is the reality. So we won't experience in the downturns or the challenges, it will be different. Different operating systems. Microsoft Office, Apple, iOS. They're two different operating systems. One can say that, the apple, and look how the apple, all the way back to Genesis, all the way back to Adam and Eve, the apple. But the apple plays the role. The apple is wisdom, knowledge, truth. And one can say, isn't that easier? It's an easier operating system. It just is. It's simple. It is. It speaks for itself. We'll know. You'll know. So we won't have this corruption. We won't have this retreat from the light. It doesn't mean we won't experience challenge, because challenge is a good way, a positive way of moving forward. It just means that it's more whole and complete. It's more self-evident. So you won't have, it's like you won't stub your toe. You won't stumble. You won't stub your toe, because immediate, and we know this now, right? You can have an experience and you go, I know which way to go. I know that I'm supposed to do this. I know that will cause, or this is not the right thing to do. In the new, going forward, in the new, all of that is like instantaneous knowing. Boom. And because it's aligned, it'll be far harder to commit those errors, those stumbles, or those retreats. That retreat from the light. It'll be just almost impossible. So, in this way, we go inward and outward in fixed rhythms. The moment is ripe and won't last forever, so seize the opportunity to make your approach. Remember, they kept saying to us, don't be late to the party. You've got a golden ticket. The Lady Jacqueline and I have talked about the golden ticket a lot. We got the golden ticket. We're on the train. We're going to the party. We're at the party. We show up on time. It's like a Swiss watch. Those European trains run like a Swiss watch. So you're on time, because they're saying now is the time. Now is the time to seize the opportunity, to make your approach. Now is the time to reach out to others, or expect that they will enjoy hearing your ideas. Your confidence is appreciated, and your demeanor is non-threatening. Even in small ways, you will discover that if you open yourself to helping others, you will discover untapped potential. Go for it and enjoy this time of approach. So there's such an ample opportunity of approach. And look, do you see this one fly buzzing around? Don't be distracted. Don't allow, quote unquote, a nuisance to hold you back, to delay you, to misdirect or misguide you. Remember, 7 of Cups. Here it is. The star. It's the completion and the fulfillment of the promise. Here's the promise, the star, the soma, the wisdom, the unity, universe, coming in judgment. And look at the rejoicing. And Elizabeth shared in our private group, she shared a beautiful image where it was literally, it looks like on the bottom, these people uplifted in the clouds and everything. And you see this rejoicing, you see this literally like the rapture, this rejoicing. That's what the judgment card looks like, epitomizes. And they're happy, they're rejoicing. Yes, fulfillment, it's here. And 7 of Cups, discernment. So like the fly in the ointment, the fly buzzing. And the fly represents many things. It can be our words, our thoughts, our actions. It can be other people. It can be world events. And thereby, there is this moment of reckoning, this moment of awakening. It's a reckoning and an awakening. Do not be distracted. Advance. That is the I'm asking them for the word. It's a very powerful, that is the mandate. That is the mandate. Okay, so the mandate is advance. Again, I apologize for the interruptions here, but again, it's all purposeful. And this is what it's teaching us, is to not give up in the face of adversity, in the face of challenge, in the face of the new. Fortitude, authenticity, integrity. Do not give up. Advance. Do not become distracted. Advance. Do not become deterred. Advance. It's very profound. So between the fly and the beta version of this new software, where we're having these interruptions, if you will, it's to remain focused. It's to remain centered. It's to remain empowered. And it's to remain whole and complete, unified. Because the promise, it's the completion and fulfillment of the promise. The new begins, and again, there might be glitches. There might be, the way they're giving it to me right now with this is there may be glitches. There may be interruption. And yet, it's like any journey, and yet you get to the other side and it's smooth sailing. So somewhere between now, this moment now, and the new, this Scorpio eclipse season. So remember, eclipse, a total eclipse of the heart. Eclipses eclipse things out and bring in new things, bring the new in. So, and look, it can be choppy. It can be bumpy. It can be, there can be interference. Do not let any of that interrupt your advancement. Be very solely, S-O-L-E-Y and S-O-U-L-Y, solely focused. Because that is your deliverance. That is yours. You have to remember, each unto their own, meaning we can't do anything. You can't do it for the other person. They must choose. They must advance or not. They must be in conflict or destiny. Your job is to allow, to be open and allow, and stay focused, stay harmonic, stay aligned, and advance. And everything will sort itself out because it'll be smooth sailing on the other side. Last but not least, this was the interesting, they left me with, they started playing the lyrics, the song in my head. It's from 1982. It's Pat Benatar. And the song is, "We're Running with the Shadows of the Night." And I wanted you to, I'm going to go to the, and I'm going to tell you a very quick story about this. So there are two beautiful pieces to this song. It's a great song. But it says, "We're running with the shadows of the night. So baby, take my hand, you'll be all right. Surrender all your dreams to me tonight. They'll come true in the end." And then there's another verse where it says, "And now the hands of time are standing still. Midnight angel, won't you say you will?" The meaning of this song, I looked up the meaning of this song, and it says, ultimately, the song is meant to represent a point of various challenges with couples face in maintaining a romantic relationship. And what the singer is telling the addressee, i.e. her lover, is that despite these potential setbacks, if they stay committed to each other, their union will overcome. So basically what she is espousing throughout the song, is the idea of the two of them giving their all to each other. Or another way of interpreting the sentiments expressed is that they are stronger as a unit than individually. Indeed, going back to the aforementioned shadows of the night, the underlining understanding of the song is that these ills are counteracted by having someone to genuinely open up to. So basically, the singer has found an individual who is willing to play this role in her life and vice versa. And she also serves as his motivator, telling him that if he is indeed free with her, his dreams will come true. and vice versa with her when all is said and done. Now take the meaning of this song and the words and change it from the state of a personal romantic relationship to the truth about our relationship, your relationship with Source. That when we stay committed to each other, our union will overcome. That despite any potential setbacks, we're okay. We're stronger together. And that having found one another, in the end, our dreams will come true. It's a fait accompli. It's a done deal. So there's a beauty about this song, especially when you see it from the standpoint of soul source connection. And yes, as Ayan is saying, and your relationship with yourself. That together, unified together, as one, there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't overcome. There's nothing you can't achieve because you're unified. You're together. You are the promise, is what they're saying to me. You are the promise. And you are the deliverance, the completion, and the fulfillment of that promise. And the affirmation confirmation of this song, my sister was out earlier this morning. She came back in. I had heard We're Running with the Shadows of the Night. And so I was looking it up, and it was, by the way, the first concert I ever went to in my life was a Pat Benatar concert in Portales, New Mexico. And I had attended that concert with my sister. She was at college. And so I've looked up the lyrics this morning. It's early. And I'm playing on YouTube. I'm playing the song, the video of the song. My sister's returned. And she hears the song playing. And she stops and she looks over at me and she says, why are you playing that song? And she goes, I literally just listened to it on my way back to the house. And I started laughing and I said, well, there you go. So there, everyone, is the beauty of the unseen, the host, the master weaver. There we are. So there is the end, this beauty of the master weaver connecting all of this together for us and showing us the way that as unified together, we are more powerful than, and united, we are more powerful than, quote unquote, our broken parts and pieces. Because I'm broken and it's beautiful. So thank you all so much for listening and joining this week. I apologize for the interruptions. They're going to happen. And yet we'll be moving beyond all of that into the new with a much stronger signal, a much stronger expanded awareness and signal. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you next week. I will be traveling. I'll be in Austin. So I will join you live from Austin, Texas. And so look forward to, because that will literally be the day after the eclipse. So we're right in this energy. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you so much. Be well.